Yo,
Last night, I was staying in the kitchen. I've never experienced anything like this, John, but I've also never experienced my house burning down. Um, I got emotional, and not only did I get emotional, because like the party was over, people were going home, and then I think what activated was I don't have a home to go back to. So as people were
uh,
leaving, I was thinking, oh wait, I don't have a home. So I got emotional, I got teary eyed, and then I started crying. And then I went from crying to sobbing uncontrollably where, Vanessa had to hold me because I was like I was like sobbing
yeah,
and,
like shaking.
shaking, dude, and, I can't remember the last time I cried that hard. I think it was my dad's funeral, where it was uncontrollable, and it was almost like I was possessed, my body was releasing something. So it was less like cognition, thinking about something, it was more like my body purging,
Yeah,
and,
somatic experience.
yeah, it was a somatic experience, which is something I haven't experienced. And I think we've just been so busy hopping around survival mode, trying to do all the things we need to do. Last night was like the first night where we took a breath and then like all this emotion came out.
Yeah, it sounds intense, man.
Yeah, just, they say the only way out is through. So I'm going through it.
You're going through it. Yeah. How did it feel to have Vanessa supporting you like that?
Good. It felt great to have someone to hold, man. And she's not used to seeing me that way, so I think for her, she didn't know what to do, so she just kind of held me, which was nice.
Yeah.
But she's not used to seeing me crying like that. Or I don't think she's ever seen me sob like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of a gift to be able to like show that side of yourself to Vanessa or to your partner.
Yeah, it's all about surrendering these days, dude, the uncertainty. That's what's hard. We can't make decisions because there are no answers right now. Whether it's logistics, city, insurance, house rebuild, like there are no answers, and so it's very
Yeah.
hard to make decisions like where to go. So we're just like in limbo, And so
Yeah.
anyway,
Short term, you're going back to Pasadena.
going back to Pasadena, right below which is now a cemetery, right? Uh, there's a term for the people in Altadena zombies, because we all have this kind of blank gaze from the shock of what happened. It's like when people come home from war and they
Yeah.
just have this blank gaze. Probably also what happened during 9/11.
Yeah.
So going to Pasadena for 4 months, and it may be less, but it's about 4 months. We signed this lease. Got really lucky to get into a house there and to finish up Logan School, and then from there we have no idea. And one of the things that we're thinking about is doing something kind of extreme, like going to Costa Rica or something for a year.
That sounds kind of awesome.
It sounds awesome, but I'm also sad because there's people like you, um, my friend Brian, who have all kind of come to LA, that I'm building friendships with. And I'm sad to leave that. It's all like, I feel like this is all beginning as far as like social, you know, hangs and friends. And
Yeah.
it's only a year, but it's like, I don't know. I also don't really want to leave. I don't know. There's a lot going on.
Have you ever lived elsewhere?
No, this is the thing, man. I've never been anywhere. I have got like two stamps on my passport, and I've been in LA my entire life.
It could be a nice opportunity for you to experience something new.
Yes, instead of a distraction, it could be what's prescribed, you know?
Dude, check out our 11s.
R11s?
Yeah,
Oh my God. Don't tell me. Sean, don't remind me of
do you know about
the,
the 11s?
yeah, I call them Marky Marks
Yeah,
because
but
he's
look,
got,
we both have some
oh
solid
God.
11s.
Hey, listener, do not watch us on video. Do not watch us. Just have us in your ear because,
We're just furrowed. We got furrowed brows. That's the name of this episode, furrowed brows.
the thing about age, it becomes exponential. Like, you feel like you're getting older, and then when you start noticing the wrinkles and like the 11s and the gray hairs, dude, it hockey sticks.
Hockey sticks is like a sharp exponential up and to the right or down and down and to the left. I want to go back to Costa Rica, but really quickly, I am
Really quickie.
real quickie. I have noticed, yeah, things are softer. Like my butt is softer.
Sean, you're a Pharaoh's doing squats now. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but yes, the underlying structure is very strong,
Mm,
but the butt skin is a little looser, like
yeah.
that's just what it is. It's a little floppier.
What's the greatest struggle you have with getting older? And I'm older than you, but is it hair? Is it the soft butt? Is it losing short-term memory? Like, what is for you the biggest struggle with getting older?
I think for me it's like this feeling of not really leading a fulfilling life.
Oh, it's internal.
Yeah,
Like,
and might not be like contributing. I don't know. I just don't. Maybe this is just a temporary feeling that I'm feeling right now, but I don't feel very like accomplished.
I feel like you've been contributing and helping people. I mean, I mean, obviously years before I've known you, but
Yeah,
that's been your life. I mean,
yeah,
since taxi cabs and all that.
I know, but still, and yet that doesn't feel that way. Body wise, dude, everything hurts. My elbow, my wrist, my knees, my
Yeah,
quads,
yeah,
everything is
yeah,
either
yeah.
sore or like in need of PT. Yeah, I think that's me.
Yeah. I think the hardest thing for me is the sagging of the face.
Uh-huh.
I don't know, man. I've always had like maybe it's because I was just being Asian. I've always had like tighter skin, more melatonin, and now I notice, man, I'm turning into a pug. It's the face is sagging, and
Yeah,
I know a lot of men. It's more of like this whole what is it? Men get more distinguished. I guess the word is distinguished.
yeah.
I don't
It-
feel that way. I don't
you
feel
don't
like
feel
I'm getting
distinguished.
distinguished. I just feel like I'm turning into a Shar.
Yeah, yeah. It's interesting. I saw a movie last night, and there was an actor, an older actor, in the third act of the movie, and he was like in his 70s or 80s, and he looked like an 80-year-old that hadn't had any work done. And I was like, oh, this is what a
Yeah.
normal 80-year-old looks like.
Yes.
That's not that doesn't have a tight face. 80-year-olds aren't supposed to have tight faces.
No. No. Have
Like
you seen
your grandpa doesn't have a tight face.
right? Have you seen Sylvester Stallone recently?
No.
Man, he came up on my feed and I was like, because he's like 80 now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sylvester Stallone, Arnold Schwarzenegger, like all these, Bruce Willis, like, well, even like, uh, Robert De Niro, Al Pacino. I mean, have you seen these people?
Oh, I thought I saw Robert De Niro at like an award thing like last year, and he kind of looked like he hadn't had any work done.
I'm just saying, man, what we imagined in our head from the 90s. I mean, these people, because now they're all in their 80s. They're like, our grandparents plus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what's hard for you is the sagging face. I mean, it's not even sagging. I'm like looking at you right now. You look great.
Well, it is sagging, and I used to have high cheekbones, and I used to have, like it's, and I don't want to be superficial. I mean, look, that's just aesthetic. I also agree with you where I have internal, I've got
It
internal. Sean and I
wait.
are pushing our faces back.
It is kind of nice though.
It
Like
is nice, dude. And this is why people get Botox, Sean, because you do this and you're like, oh shit, 5 years younger. And then you do, and then look, right, we could have this. We could have this right here, Sean.
yeah. I
It's
don't know,
called
man. I
Botox.
went to Pharos yesterday, and there was somebody there with very smooth skin,
Yeah.
too smooth. You know?
Oh, like LA Smooth.
Yeah, like
LA Smooth.
AI smooth.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
don't. It's like something's off. Something's off.
Yeah.
Um, I think that moving around is hard. I'm just gonna go back to the Costa Rica thing. Moving, like living in different places, moving, storing your shit. You're probably gonna get a Harley in the next month or so,
No,
and
no,
you're gonna
no,
have
no.
to.
Listen. I already called the dealership to put the order in,
Yeah.
and I canceled it because I may be trading it in for a surfboard if I'm going to Costa Rica. Like, I'm not going to buy a Harley, leave my garage for 4 months and pay for it.
Smart. Smart.
So I don't know. That's what I mean. Like things I never thought of that I would do. If you told me a few months ago, like John, why don't you sell your motorcycle and buy a surfboard? I'd be, what are you talking about? That's not me. It's not what I want to do. But now, like you know, how fast life can change is it's nuts.
Can you surf?
No, no.
You know how hard surfing is?
Sean, you and I used to ollie over trash cans, or maybe that was just me.
No, I couldn't do that.
Okay, but we both skated street, which translates into snowboarding, surfing, correct?
Okay, it's the getting up and the surfing the wave is not the hardest part.
It's getting out there.
Past the breakers, bro.
Yeah, past the breakers. That is hard for me. Especially
Although that's your quote. That's your quote.
I know.
Past the breakers. If John can't do it, you gotta stop using that quote. John
Maybe
can't surf past the breakers.
Yeah, and maybe that's the point is I need to put my money where my mouth is.
Well, my shoulders, I don't have very strong shoulders. I feel like I have weak shoulders, and paddling out past the breakers is so fucking hard.
Are you a good snowboarder?
I'm an excellent snowboarder.
Okay, I can see that.
I'm an excellent snowboarder.
But you're not a good surfer.
No, I'm a good surfer.
Oh shit, you are.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I'm an okay surfer that doesn't surf.
Right.
I can get out. Give me a board. I went surfing in Santa Barbara right after the fires, and my buddy was like, "Okay, I didn't know you could surf, but I don't. I don't surf. I'm like good at a lot of things up to like 70%. I'm like 70% good at a lot of things.
So you're not great at just one thing. You're good at a lot of things.
I never really attain mastery.
Oh, that's interesting.
I'm a jack of all trades.
Hey, what would you rather be? Would you rather be you, meaning would you rather be really good, but throw a wide net, or would you rather like excel at one thing, like the whole Tiger Woods, the Michael Jordan, like excel at one thing and that's it?
I think that's why I am struggling with like not feeling fulfilled, because I don't really think I excel at any one thing. But I have a lot of varied interests, and I can connect with a lot of different people over a lot of different stuff. But I don't feel like I'm a master of anything.
You really excel at being authentic, and you really excel what I've experienced from you, being true to yourself. Even if it's a struggle, then you excel at expressing that struggle.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, that's a great quality.
Can't really make money doing that though.
Yeah. Hey, listen, man. I lost everything, and I'm realizing everything is not about money.
I know that's true. That's true. I think I also I have like big shoes to fill. I feel like I gotta, walk into my dad's shoes or whatever.
Oh.
He
Do you feel a ticking clock? Is this something you feel now, especially coming to LA in your 40s? Something you didn't feel, say, 10 years ago?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
When I was 30 or 32, I had my whole life ahead of me.
Do you think LA compounds it? I mean, that has to be some of it too, coming to Los Angeles where people are competitive and they're all pursuing their dreams and, all that stuff.
Maybe a little.
Yeah.
I also have to remember that I moved here 2 months ago.
I know.
And I'm like, how come I don't have a TV deal?
Right.
Yet,
right. Well, let me tell you, one, TV is collapsing, so you have no control over that. And two, in the 2 months that you have been here, you've done a lot, man. You've created a lot in the 2 months. I told you in person, I said, dude, it takes people 10 years just to establish some friends and kind of get their foot in the door in something. And in 2 months, you've already done so much.
It's so funny because I'm like, no, I don't feel like I've done that
yeah.
much. But I do have friends. I have friends and I have activities, and I'm taking care of myself. And
you have friends, you have a community, you have a gym, you're doing the whole bike, badminton, you're going on dates, you're doing everything that you're supposed to do.
Yeah, the other stuff, not the work stuff. I realize here, I'm going to be honest with you, John. I don't really want to work.
You don't want to be great at it. You just want to be good. I get it.
Yeah. I don't really. Yeah. I did it. I've worked before. It's overrated.
Work is hey man, you don't have to preach to the choir. I would argue with you, but post burning down the house, I'm reevaluating everything about work. I have too much on my plate.
Yeah. You were saying you have a lot of commitments.
Dude, I've got 4 or 5 giant commitments as I'm going in back into, trying to find a home, and it's so much that I have anxiety, and I wish I had less. Yeah, but I've already committed, so I got to move forward.
Because some of these things are what you're getting money from it. Like it's
Well, yes. Well, some of it's their programs,
financial.
their intensives, they're things that I've already committed to that you can't back out of.
Do you think? I mean, okay, we need some money to pay bills, but I think that we live in like a world where we are judged by our productivity.
Yeah.
And if you're not productive, you're kind of a loser.
Well, you've said many times, John, I don't really like to work, and
Oh, it
I
wasn't a
would
surprise when I said that today.
no, no, well, it wasn't a surprise. I knew that about you, but I would actually, instead of judging it because you judge that, I would actually listen to that. Maybe there's a life for you where the whole like the 4-day work week kind of thing where you do something you enjoy. It doesn't have to be, you're not punching a clock. You are doing all these other things because you have so many other activities that you do enjoy. I think that's okay for you. I think that is maybe how you want to live, and that's great.
4 hour work week, not a 4 day work week.
Oh, you want a 4-hour work week?
Well, that's the book that Tim Ferriss wrote, not
Oh, I
four
thought it was
4 day.
4 day.
No,
It's 4
4
hours.
hour. Yeah, 4 hours.
Well, then you could do the 1 hour work week.
1 hour work week. No,
One.
4 hour work week is fine. I
Yeah.
don't mind doing that. I don't even mind. I don't even really mind doing a 20-hour work week if it was something I love doing.
Yeah.
But I think we're sold this idea that like, oh, what is it? Like, do what you're passionate in and you'll never work a day in your life.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that's actually very realistic for like 99% of the population.
Well, both can exist. You can be passionate about something and it will still feel like work, and that's just life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just because you're passionate about something doesn't mean that it's not going to feel like work. That to me is a myth.
I've also heard people say, do work that you're passionate about and you'll work every single day of your freaking life because, it's not really going to pay the bills.
Mm.
And you just have to work all the time.
Well, I think we are both at the intersection. And let me give you an example. So, our retreat, right? It's going to be work, right? We have to execute. We got to be there, but it's also going to be fun, and it's also aligned with passion. So, something like that. We have our Sean and I doing our first retreat Valentine's weekend, and
Sold out.
sold out. Yes, and that's something that is a great mix of all the above. It's work, but that we're passionate about it. It's fun. We enjoy it, and we're both looking forward to it. So that's stuff like that. That's a good kind of something, a template, I guess.
Yeah, I'm legitimately excited about the retreat. Like every retreat I've ever done, I get scared at the beginning. All the other retreats I've done, I've pretty much done them on my own with like some co-facilitators or an assistant. And I would get like real nervous about it at the beginning. Like, are they going to like it? Is it going to be good? Is it going to be transformational? But then once it gets going, like I'm in heaven, like
Yeah.
getting to interact with people, bouncing off people, like all that kind of stuff I love. I don't know. I think also the problem is social media because we're
Mhm.
seeing people that are very successful or they look like they're successful or they're trying
Yeah.
to show you that they're successful and they're flying business class and they're doing this and they're digital nomads or they're running huge programs. Then you're like, I should be doing that.
Yeah.
Like why, how come I'm not as successful as this person? And then we compare ourselves. But before we didn't have that. Before social media, we didn't have a window into everybody's life.
That's what it is. That's what it is. It's the window into everyone's life. Because before there were like celebrities and you didn't compare yourself to them because they're next level, they live in a different world, all that. But now we're seeing our neighbors, and
And they're
so,
doing better than we are.
or it appears that way. And so that's a hard pill to swallow. And that's
Yeah.
where we can feel less than, right? So you're right. The wall has come down, and we're able to look over the fence and see how our neighbor's doing. And if their
Yeah.
grass appears greener, we feel less than.
Well, and we were only able to look at our neighbor, our literal neighbor, the guy to the left and to the right of us, and maybe in the back. But now we can look at how everybody's living.
Right. Right.
And we don't usually see how people that are living like less well, quote unquote, than us, you know?
Well, unless you're following me and you realize, and I'm documenting my
Oh, yeah.
living less or losing everything.
I mean, yeah, of course that's like a total tragedy, but also in the grand scheme of things, like you've landed fairly well. There's a ton of uncertainty and you've lost everything. You don't have any of the stuff that you used to have, but you also seem to be doing okay. Sure, you're like sobbing in the
Yeah.
kitchen after your friends leave. But you have some support, right?
Yeah, I think for me, it's less about the house and more about the home and what it represented. Um, you know, when you were saying that I feel like I haven't accomplished or I haven't hit the note that I want to, so that you've been there, that corner lot house for me represented that. It represented, oh, I've done something. I own a little piece of land in this world. I bought a condo once, and my dad's like, John, you bought air. Like,
Uh-huh.
like you bought air. You didn't buy land. That
He
doesn't
said
mean
you bought air?
yeah, he said you bought air.
Wow.
Is that hurtful or what?
It's pretty amazing. It is kind of
I mean,
funny.
he didn't say it like that. He was joking, but still, he did poke fun at it. That I still have not bought land, but I bought air.
It doesn't feel good to have your parents like denigrate or like put down your like big choices in life.
Yes, yes, and I know he was fucking with me, but my point was the home that we had was not air, that was land, and that's what it meant to me. Is like, oh, I've done some things. I've written a few books, and I hold this special place for man here. Like it represented more than just a home.
Yeah.
It represented more than just a place we lived. It represented like um, my dent in the universe kind of thing. So that
Yeah.
being burned down, it was significant because of the meaning behind it.
Yeah, and a cul-de-sac. I mean, that's special.
Yeah, it was a cul-de-sac. It was the big fish tree. It was the parrots. It was the ice plunge. The whole thing.
What's a big fish tree?
There's a tree. It's a magical tree. It's right in front of our house. It's what I would stare at every morning with my cup of coffee as I go into the garage. And it's the perfect tree. It looks like from the movie Big Fish.
Oh, big fish tree. Oh, wow,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
And I've always called it the Big Fish tree. Now listen to this. My neighbors went back 3 times, and he just got back and said, John, everything's burned down but the big fish tree. It's black, like it's charcoal, but it's still alive. Not only that, I saw an owl in there.
Hmm.
And it gave me so much hope and happiness because it represented like that tree is still alive and there's a bird in there.
There's future.
All the animals are gone, obviously.
Yeah. There's a future there. And there's potential for life.
Hey, man, if that big fish tree was gone, I don't know if I'd want to rebuild. I'll be honest with you.
But you do.
Oh, I definitely do. I don't know if we will because of how expensive things are.
Yeah.
I have no answers, but for right now, I definitely want to.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, what's the alternative to sell for really cheap and then what can you buy now? Like it's like
I have no idea what the alternative is. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the questions that people are facing. Like, what are you hearing? You sell it for like 500 grand or something, just the land, and you leave?
Well, you could sell the land. So one of the big fears is big corporations are going to come and start buying the land for cheap.
Yeah, BlackRock comes in and
that
just
kind of
buys the whole street.
Yeah, and they're going to turn Altadena into Glendale, meaning like instead of a charming little town, big apartment buildings everywhere and that kind of stuff, right?
Well, it has to be like your street would have to be rezoned for like apartment buildings, right?
Yeah, so there's a big fear that may happen just to get the community going. But if you want to rebuild, here's the thing. They're saying it's $1,000 a square feet. So our house was, like 1,100 square feet. It was a small house. That would cost $1 million to build.
Yeah, usually
that's not even the land. That's just the house.
Yeah.
So there's all these fears, and then your insurance money runs out, right? So your insurance money will take care of rent for maybe a year or two, and then from there, how are you supposed to survive? You got to now pay because you're still paying your mortgage, even though the house is not there.
You're paying your mortgage Right. On
property,
the property, even though
even though you're
there's
not
no
living in it,
house.
even though you're not living in it, even though there's no house.
And the insurance money does it covers rent for some amount of time.
Yes, the insurance will cover rent that is equivalent to what your house would rent for, until that, but not forever. There's a
Right.
certain amount, and then when that's done, they're done, and then you have to pay. Then you got to figure it out yourself. So
Yeah, I think
there's,
a lot of people are going to get the insurance money, and then they're going to sell their land and they're going to leave.
I mean, they might have to because,
They can't afford to stay.
yeah, and then here's the thing: they're gonna have to leave LA because with that money, because it's so expensive, homes are so expensive in LA, they're only going to be able to afford things, in a, I don't know, different country or different state or somewhere where it's cheaper, right?
Yeah.
So that's going to happen. So
Yeah. I not to change the subject because it's connected. I had 2 coffee shop experiences yesterday in LA
mhm.
where I like met and chatted with people in the coffee shop. People are like, "Oh, where do you meet people?" Just meet people at coffee shops. Some people are down to chat at a coffee shop. Obviously, if someone's like working and they got their headphones in, they're not available. But I went to a coffee shop and there was a mother-daughter there, and the mother was showing a listing to the daughter, and it was
Mm,
for a house in Beechwood Canyon.
mm,
And they had a dog, and I brought my dog in, and so we kind of started talking about that. And then she goes, "Oh, we're gonna go look for a house in Beechwood Canyon." I go, "Is that because you lost your house?" She was like, "Yep." So her house burned down in the Palisades, and she
mm.
was just down to like talk to a stranger about the whole thing. And she's like, "I've been a Palisades West Side girly my whole life, and now my daughter's convincing me that maybe I should come and move to this part of LA, or maybe I'm going to live somewhere else in the world." Like she's like, "I've had my house for 37 years.
Wow.
That was my whole life
Yeah.
was in that house. And I got my dog and my laptop, and that's it," which is, I think, what most people got, right? You get your kids, your pets,
Yep.
and your laptops, and you're out. And now she's like, "I have big decisions to make. Do I want to stay in LA? Do I want to go somewhere else? Do I want to
Right.
like use this as an opportunity to kind of like rebuild?" And she was talking about the phoenix rising from the ashes, and
Mm.
it was just like a beautiful like 20-minute, 30-minute chat with like total strangers in a coffee shop.
So what you're talking about, that chat, is basically what everyone in probably the Pacific Palisades too, but also in that's the exact conversation they're having.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
what do I do? Phoenix rising from the ashes. Hey, by the way,
yeah.
did you know a phoenix actually puts itself on fire? Did you know that?
Oh, I didn't know that.
I learned this yesterday because the phoenix rising out of the ashes was also something that was brought up yesterday, and I would get that too if it wasn't so played out. I'm not going to get it because it's very played out, but he was saying that when it comes time, the phoenix sets itself on fire so that the spirit is then rebirthed or something like that. And I was like, oh, I didn't know that.
You could get like a turkey on fire or something, like
No, I
similar
don't think
but
that's.
like funny.
No, that's not. I don't think that's a good tattoo, Sean.
Okay, maybe I'll
Hey,
get a
speaking of
turkey.
tattoos, do you have a new one yet? No.
Uh, 2 weeks from now, I have an appointment.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm gonna get a phoenix rising from the ashes.
Hey, how many is it? What is this now? How
Like
many?
4, but the
Wow.
tattoo's gonna say Altadena Strong underneath it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
But just
in
don't put it
sport.
on your ass because your ass is soft. It wouldn't.
It's
It just
soft.
wouldn't.
It's
Yeah.
getting soft. It's getting soft.
Yeah. Hey,
Um,
4 tattoos in less than what, 6 months?
6 months. Yeah,
Wow.
but then I saw Pete Davidson. He's getting all of his tattoos removed.
Oh, is he?
Yeah,
Why?
because I think he's like, I was real sad when I got all those tattoos, and I'm less sad
Mm.
now. And also, it's hard for actors because they have to show up for hair and makeup earlier to get the tattoos covered up when they're acting.
He's the guy who surprisingly hooks up with like a with beautiful women out of his league, kind of,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Do you
Yep.
think, is that just me, or do you feel like um the women that he dates, is kind of like, and I know I'm not really a big believer in out of your league, but let's just say you're like, how did he get her kind of thing?
I guess he's got Riz.
Yeah, he's understated.
He's charismatic. He's funny.
Yeah, I mean, he's also a celebrity, but
He's a celebrity.
yeah.
Yeah.
But he also dates celebrities that are like, that you would maybe see with like a Brad Pitt or someone. But
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who he's dated. I think he dated a Kardashian. That's all I know.
oh, okay.
I have a question. Are you ready?
Yeah.
It's actually connected to the coffee shop thing. Let's see. Oh, sorry.
John, this is why our podcast is not growing. This is why our podcast is not growing.
Hey, by the way, leave us a review. we're low on reviews, so
Well,
go to Apple.
You know what the review is
Podcasts.
going to be is like, dude, you're hurting my ears. That's what
No, so that was a total accident. I clicked the wrong button.
it sounded like the beginning of Sanford and Sons.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Hi, Sean and John. It's Marilyn. I'm 40 years old and I live in Toronto. And I don't so much have a question as much as I want to make a comment, which is, I think on the last episode you guys said, yeah, don't go up to girls at the gym, don't go up to girls at the beach. I forget what other exception. And I just want to say, I'm the girl who wants the guy to come up to her anytime. So I'm just cautioning against this blanket statement that it's automatically creepy to go up to somebody, for a man to go up to a woman, because, like, just don't be creepy, and then it won't be creepy. You know what I mean? But yeah, my biggest longing after many experiences on apps is to just meet men in the wild just for fun and see where it goes. So I'm the girl who wants the man to come up to her anytime. And yes, I try to go up to men too, but it's so fun when men do it for us. I love you guys. You guys have a great podcast. It always makes me smile when I listen to you. So thank you for everything you do. And John, I'm sorry about your home loss, and I'm glad things are looking up for you, and I'm wishing you all the best. Thanks again. Bye, guys.
She's sorry.
Sean, I love our listeners.
Yeah.
I love our community. They're just rad people.
Yeah. It's funny. The first thing you did was compliment them, and the first thing I did was make fun of her accent.
Yeah, which is very telling of our character and
I'm an asshole.
the size of our hearts.
I'm an asshole. I think it's true. Yeah, I think you're a kinder person than I am.
Well, we can't have two kind people. It wouldn't be interesting. We need
But
an
you're
asshole.
the angry therapist, and I'm the love drive. It doesn't make sense.
But that's the irony, right? We need a hammer and a glove, and the angry therapist is the one that's kind and
yeah,
forgiving.
It's like rain on your wedding day.
What does that's a lyric from a 90s song. What's her name?
Yeah, Alanis Morissette.
Yeah, why are you spitting out Alanis Morissette lyrics? Hey,
well,
listen.
because it's the whole song is she says all these things and she's like it's
the
ironic.
irony.
It's ironic, don't you think? But rain on your wedding day. The funny thing is that's not irony. It's not ironic that it's raining on your wedding day. It's just kind of shitty, It's like bad timing or something.
Okay.
Anyway, sorry. Let's answer the question.
When Sean tries to connect dots, it's always a reach. It's always
whatever, dude. Your dots are way out there. You're like constellations that don't exist,
but they connect very well, like Lego pieces. All right, listen. I don't know what to say when I approach, or when I was single, when I approach women. It's hard. I think you're
hard.
better at it. But what do you say where you don't feel creepy? When you just approach a woman, isn't that already kind of creepy unless they're attracted to you? Like, how do you not be creepy? What do you say?
So I think creepy is in the eyes of the beholder, number one. So like for instance, this person, you could come up to her and she would welcome.
She's open, right? She's open to it.
She's open to it. So as long as you're not like, hey, what's up, girly, or something like that, or like something obviously sexual, if you just come up to her and say like, hey, I noticed you there. I just wanted to say hi. How's it going? That's like an opening.
I don't know. Like, because if you compliment her, that's already kind of creepy, even if it's kind of sincere. I feel like
I didn't compliment her. I just said,
no,
hey,
I know.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, like, so then what do you just say? Hey, what's up? You say hi. Like, I don't. I think that's the struggle for a lot of single men is they don't know how to open. They don't know how to not be creepy. They don't know what to say, you know?
Well, you could say like level 1 would be something like, "Hey, how's it going?"
Yeah.
It's not very original.
It's not original.
It's kind of lame.
Yeah. And
But
also, someone can just say good and it's over, you know?
that's the problem with how you doing or how's it going is that unless they're real chatty and they're like, "Oh, so good. Oh my God." So like real excited to be getting coffee right now. And then there's an opening, you know?
Okay.
But most people are going to be like, "Great. Good. You?"
Yeah.
And then you're like, "Good." And then you got to come up with another thing. So that's why I usually come up with another thing. I think you have to comment on the situational, like, context.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, like, "Oh, what's good here?" If you're in line for like food, or like I was at the UPS store last week, and the woman was returning her air purifier, and I said, "Oh, is it not purifying good enough?" Or dude, it started like a 7-minute conversation about air purifier. She's like,
right.
She's like, actually, it doesn't. It doesn't have a HEPA filter. And then we started talking. It's like, what is a HEPA filter? What is HEPA? You know, like, it doesn't matter. It started a conversation because two people were open, and I wasn't hitting on her, and she wasn't hitting on me. We were just killing time in line at the UPS store. So I think it has to be situational. I mean, having a dog helps. Like when I walked into the coffee shop yesterday, the woman was like, "Oh my God, what's his name?" Then you start talking. That's just like dogs, like easy. It's like too easy almost.
Yeah, you have a puppy. That's a great magnet or a icebreaker.
Don't get a puppy just to meet women.
No,
because you have to keep the puppy.
You have to,
Although you could foster. Foster dogs. You could foster dogs, bring them to coffee shops, clean up, return the dog.
Using the animal as an icebreaker.
Use the animal. That's correct.
Use the animal. Right.
You're using the animal, but you're also giving the animal a good life temporarily. That's what you do when you foster. You foster because there's too many dogs at the pound or at the shelter. Right. And so you're temporarily relieving the stress of the shelter, and you're giving the foster puppy a lot of one-on-one attention.
Get laid and give an animal a good life.
Yeah, temporarily.
Yes.
And maybe keep it if you want to.
I like it.
What else? Yeah. So yeah. What else? How are we?
I think your tip is actually exceptional. You're right. Comment on the situation, not the like walking up to someone and saying, "Hey, you have pretty eyes" or something. I think that can turn creepy very fast, even if you're sincere. So commenting on the situation is less intrusive, right? Or if you say something funny, humor is the best. If you can make someone laugh, that's obviously, I think, the best. But if not everyone's funny, you know.
Of course, no, and also don't like stress yourself out trying to be witty.
No. It's like backfire. It'll backfire.
Yeah, or it's like in improv. Like you're not supposed to be funny in improv. You're just
yourself.
Just be yourself, and that can be funny. Yeah, I don't ever comment on anybody's appearance, like physical appearance, but I will comment on things that they can like they have control over. Like we don't have control over our eyes, we do have control over our clothing, our hair, right? Like how we choose to wear our hair. There was a woman at a coffee shop that I'm a regular at now, and she was wearing socks that said "suck my dick."
Right.
And I was like,
right,
I have to say something.
Yeah,
you know, I was like, I love your socks. She's like, thank you so much. I get a lot of compliments on them.
Yeah.
And that's it. It ended there. The conversation.
By the way, those socks would not work if you're a male wearing those socks.
I bought them.
Huh?
I bought them.
You did not.
I have them.
And does it work? Do you think people will say, "Hey, I like your socks"?
I haven't worn them yet. And I'm actually kind of disappointed because the socks I bought were not the same socks. They were kind of a cheap version. I thought they were going to be the same, but I got duped. I got swindled on Etsy.
Well, is it because you're frugal? And so you went for the...
I was duped. You know how it is. You buy something and you're like, wait, this is so much shittier than the way it was portrayed on the website.
It was cheaper to buy the Suck My Duck socks instead of the...
Suck My Duck would have been hilarious,
actually.
That
would be hilarious, yeah.
But I think I could pull off Suck My Dick socks.
I don't think guys... I think it was funny because the woman was wearing it.
Yeah,
Girls,
I mean that is funny, but also like a 42-year-old guy wearing "suck my dick" socks is actually kind of hilarious. Think about it.
maybe, yeah. Just don't put it on your dick, like Red Hot Chili.
No,
That wouldn't work. But wear
another
them.
like I was at a thrift store once and I found a T-shirt that said "Girl Mom," and I thought that would be a hilarious T-shirt. Oh wait, we already talked about this actually.
Memory's gone. Memory's gone. This is what happens when you get.
42-year-old guy with a "Girl Mom" T-shirt, I think is funny.
Yeah, well, a lot of men can't pull that off, but I think you can for sure.
I can maybe pull off "suck my dick." Do you think? I mean, I have a couple extra pairs. I'll probably send you one.
So yeah, you know, you're right. I think you can pull off "suck my dick," but like if you were a big buff dude who drove a truck and um, had a rifle rack, or he wouldn't suck my dick would be offensive. No one would go around that guy.
Maybe.
But I think if you had painted nails and
Yeah.
you're wearing socks that say "suck my dick" and you're in your 40s, maybe
Yeah, that should be the title of this episode.
"suck my dick."
Suck my dick. What was the other thing?
Painted nails. I don't know.
I can't even remember.
Oh, 11s.
11s. Hey,
Mine
real
are
quick.
12s. They're so deep. They're 12s. Sorry.
Speaking of big muscles and trucks. I had blood work done last week.
Ooh, where's your testosterone?
Almost 600.
Oh, that's not bad. All natural.
All natural, dude.
Okay, that's pretty average.
It's on the high end. It's on the high end of average.
Oh, for your age.
For a guy my age, it's on the high end of average. So I feel pretty good about that.
Nice. Get it to about 700, John. You'll feel amazing.
I would like to naturally.
I don't know if you can do it naturally at our age or your age.
Lift more weights and I don't know, creatine or something. But I feel good about that. I will say though that my cholesterol is high. My LDL,
that might be genetic though. That might be also genetic because you don't eat that bad.
No, but I eat a lot of red meat and
yeah.
I was eating. Like when I got my results, I think I was actually eating chicharron, which I never buy chicharron, but I bought some because there's a local carniceria right near my house.
Yeah,
so I'm like eating fried pig skin. I was like, okay, maybe I need to dial it back. But apparently, more fiber will lower your cholesterol because the cholesterol binds saturated fat binds to the fiber, and then you poop it out.
Start eating the skin of fruits.
Skin of fruits. Yeah, more fruit. I've been doing more fruit, less sugar, and more chicken and fish, and less beef and pork.
What day are you on as far as no porn, no sugar, no nicotine?
So I don't know. I think we're still like two weeks or something. 2 weeks into it. 2.5 weeks.
Yeah.
So I'm still good on most of that. The sugar, I've had a couple like protein bars, which are like fake sugar.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay.
Well, it is, but also like if you're eating like protein bars all day, every day, then you've just sort of replaced the sugar.
Yeah.
But also I'm still thinking about my therapist saying like the more you restrict, the more you want to binge. And this weekend I had like a lot of cravings to like just go to the store and go crazy on Ben and Jerry's,
Well, the sugar's been the hardest, right? So the nicotine and porn, that's easy for you. It's the sugar.
No nicotine, no porn. What I have noticed about the porn though is that I am not masturbating without porn. So my libido is down.
Are you able to just use your mind?
I did several times, twice in the last 2 weeks.
What do you think about?
Like past experiences.
So do you think about real people, or are you seeing faceless people? And
oh no, real people, real things, either like past experiences or like things I wish I had done. So I'll start fantasizing like, oh, I wish I had done this to her.
Yeah.
So I think maybe I'm like retraining my brain to be able to like fantasize again instead of using pornography.
You're actually exercising your right brain and your creative muscles. You're making yourself work harder.
Totally. I have to lay in bed like naked and have to like actively start thinking about sex. And then it does. I was like, okay, I'm getting kind of turned on. Oh, okay. All right, this is working. Okay, we could do this. But it feels like it just doesn't feel as exciting initially as
No.
just like firing up the
Yeah.
laptop.
No, it's more like pedaling a bike instead of driving an EV.
Yeah,
Porn is like
an
driving an EV.
or
0
an
to
e or an
60 in 3 seconds.
e-bike also.
Yeah, doing it naturally, using your creativity and being in the mood, lighting candles. That's like
Yeah.
riding a
Yeah,
bicycle uphill.
Yeah, pinching your nipple. I had to, you gotta like work up your erogenous zones.
Hey, but you know what? I think what we're talking about is important because I think men need to do more of this, right? This I think comes more naturally for women. Yes, women watch porn too, but they're more into getting in the mood, taking it slow. They're more into fantasy. Men, not all men, of course, is a generalization, but a lot of men just turn on a porn clip. And I think it's better for us to just stay away from that and actually do it naturally.
What about you?
I've done both. It depends on what the intention is. A lot of times I will do it as a release. We sleep better. It's if you're stressed out,
keep this personally. Speak. Use I statement.
use I statements. Yes. Keep this personally is not the correct term. It's use I statements.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Wordsmith.
I sleep better. I need to. What's the word? How do I say it without being? I need to
jerk it every night.
Not every night, but I need to ejaculate often, and it just I don't know. I get too pent up if I don't. It's good for me. It's good for everyone. I think we should all masturbate.
Is it? Do you think it has to do? Okay, so I was talking to my friend, and I made a new friend, by the way, at the gym.
Every week, make a new friend.
No, but at the gym, I'll meet people, and like we're friends at the gym, but I don't want to hang out with them outside the gym. You know?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to go have lunch.
Right.
But this guy, we like made plans. We're going to go on a bike ride. We went and had coffee. It's like really fun.
Wow.
Very sweet. Anyways, he was telling me about his friends, this gay couple, and one of them is on T and the other one's not. And the one that's on T is a little like insufferable in terms of like libido and like a little aggressive.
Yeah.
Ever since he's like gotten on it.
I could see that.
So I'm wondering if it's connected.
I'm sure a little bit. Absolutely.
Because I can go a week without masturbating.
Yeah, I can go a week. I wish I could give some of my tea to Vanessa so we could balance it out. That would be amazing.
Can't you just? Is it a shot?
Well, I don't want to fuck with other people's hormones, and I don't think she's gonna. She's not gonna.
You can give me a little bit.
Testosterone is not prescribed for her. You know.
Right.
Yeah. But I also would love for her to know what it feels like to be in my body.
What does it feel like? Sounds great.
I'm just a lot more hornier than she is.
Yeah.
And I just want her to know what that feels like, as I should know what it feels like to be in her shoes and her body, and that Freaky Friday thing should be that would be amazing for couples, just for one day to be.
Did we already talk about this? Like the first thing you would do if you were a woman?
No, we didn't talk about this.
Okay. What's the first thing you would do if you were a woman?
Dude, I don't know.
Wait, you just said we should do Freaky Friday, and now I'm asking you, and you.
Well, we should do Freaky Friday because as a couple, to know what it's like to be in the other person's shoes, like literally
like married to John.
The way they see the world. Right now we're talking about libido, but everything that would, because you would have so much more understanding and empathy, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's very different than like, what would you do if you were a woman?
I'm getting laid for sure. I'm having sex.
Well, you could do that without being in a woman's body.
What? No, as a woman.
Oh, to know what that feels like.
Yes.
Oh,
dude, I'm getting fucked.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes.
I'm going to the coffee shop. I'm using all my charm.
Dude, what if you end up liking it more than being a man? Like, what if that experience to you is like exponentially more amazing, and then you go back into the man body and you're like, we got ripped off. This is bullshit.
Well, women got ripped off in a lot of other ways.
Yeah, that is true.
And continue to. So Also,
Hey,
we can go Tantra Sting style and just go,
multiple.
multiple orgasms, no ejaculation, all orgasmic states for hours,
But also, you'll also know what it feels like to be objectified. You'll also know what it feels like to, be afraid and pick a bear over a man, all that stuff.
I think we got the better deal.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think things are changing, but yeah.
All right, we should save this for next time. We got to talk about our new president. Can't believe we haven't talked about our new president yet.
I mean, what? I don't have much to say. You have a lot to say about our new president?
Oh, you're happy that you voted for Trump?
I did not. But I'm saying, what is? I mean, are we just going to sit here and? I'm assuming you did not as well, but just complain. Like, what's there to talk about?
Well, we could talk about how it makes us feel, how the people in our lives feel, like how they're scared, what we can do about it, all that kind of stuff.
Got it. I feel like America is unsafe.
Yeah.
And this is also someone that's just coming out of the historically one of the greatest fires in California. So
yeah,
but just in general, man, whether we're talking about president, politics, UFOs, climate change, like all of it, man, I feel very unsafe right now.
Yeah, we could talk about that next week.
Yeah,
should we do one more question real quick, or do you want to end?
Well, I want to say real quick. The last caller said that we said we shouldn't approach women. We said,
at the gym or at the beach.
Yeah, we said at the gym or the beach, but anywhere else, we just said generally we feel that women don't want to be approached at the gym or the beach.
For the most part.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
Approach women.
If they got headphones on, big over the ear headphones, we've already said this.
Like, yeah.
That's a no. If they're looking around, kind of scanning, and they're like, "Can you spot me?" Like, okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Look. If you're a woman, you want to be approached at the gym, just ask the dude if he could spot you. That's it. That's the whole hack.
If
he can't fucking pick that up, if he can't roll with that, fuck him.
Yeah.
But can you spot me? Is like literally, can you just like hang over me while I try to bench some weight?
Also, give a squat. Get behind me.
Oh yeah, get behind me. Yeah. Oh, the squat. That's a powerful spot for sure.
That is a very obvious.
But the bench, you've got the guys like basically his Johnson just kind of hanging right in front of your face.
Yeah.
You know, the whole crotch area.
Yeah.
So that's a good strategy.
Yeah. And then at the beach, what would it be at the beach? Oh, can you put
can you put sunscreen on my back? I mean.
Can you put sunscreen on my back would be a very that's an invitation. If she says, can you put sunscreen on my front? That's a bigger invitation.
Totally. Can you put sunscreen between my legs?
That's a bigger. Oh God. See, we're being creepy. We are being creepy in real time.
It's hard not to in this context. It's hard not to in this context.
All right.
Should we do a question?
I don't know. I think I feel like our time's kind of up.
Well, it's 53 minutes.
All right. I like leaving people wanting more, but if you want people to get sick of us, then we'll answer another question.
Why would people be sick of us?
I don't know. Just holding time. Let's do it quick.
Let's do a quickie. Man.
Title of your next book.
Hi, my name is Beth, and I'm 54, and I live in Seattle. Love the podcast, Sean and John. My question is, in early dating, how do you know when it's the right time to throw in the towel? I've been seeing a guy for about 3 months, and our challenges seem explosive with him hanging up on me much of the time and leaving me when we were on a mini vacation early on. Many differences, and yet there's still some passion there, but it seems toxic. Any advice, please? Thank you.
Man, I think her answer is in her question.
I gave you a layup, John.
Yeah, I was gonna say if the person doesn't know how to repair, that's a huge red flag. But if he is hanging up on you and leaving you stranded, that's 3 months in. That's a pretty big sign.
3 months is like peak honeymoon.
Yeah, he's hanging up on you during the honeymoon stage.
Dude, I can count on one hand the times that I've hung up on somebody.
That is one of my biggest That is one of my biggest pet. If you hang up on me, I don't know if I would contact you anymore. I'm not talking to you, Sean. I'm just in general. People who hang up on people, I think it's one of my biggest activators.
Well, because there's two things here. If you're being so mean and abusive that someone has to hang up, that's different.
Yeah.
But it's like one of the four horsemen, right? The Gottman's four horsemen. It's like it's stonewalling.
Stonewalling,
yeah.
It's leaving the relationship in that moment.
Yeah,
to me.
And there is a healthy way of saying like, "Hey, I'm feeling flooded. This isn't working for me. I have to take a walk around the block. I'll call you back in an hour. Thank you for respecting my wishes." Right? Like if you make the boundary and there's an expectation that you're going to return, that's one thing. But leaving you stranded, hanging up on you, like 3 months, we should be on our best behavior.
That's a huge red flag.
Yeah. So that's when you know to call it in this relationship. But how do you know when to call it in early stage dating?
Wait, real quick. It's a red flag, but the caveat is if that person is aware of his action behavior, apologizes, and expresses that he's really working on it. That may then turn the red flag kind of pink. But in general, that kind of reaction is it's a reaction, not a response. And so there's a missing of emotional intelligence or able to control oneself.
And apologizing isn't enough.
No.
You have to make an effort to change the behavior. There has to be a behavior modification.
Yes, for sure.
Otherwise, it's just, you can hear someone apologizing ad nauseum and it just doesn't change anything.
Yeah. But in general, how do you know after 3 months? God, it's such a great question. It's a very common question, but I think it's unique to every person you're dating. I don't think it's a one-fits-all answer.
One size fits
all. One size fits all. Sorry, one fits all. One fits all. One size fits all.
My brain was like, do I say it or do I just let it go? But then I couldn't think of anything else to say.
I don't get offended when people correct my English. I don't get offended. You
tried to correct mine. What did I say?
I forgot.
Your memory's not.
We both have no short term now.
Your memory's not that. It's not as bad as you think it is.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. All right.
Anyways, John, I love you lots. I'm grateful for you in my life.
Thanks, man. Are we ending? I thought you were gonna what is it called in volleyball where you give them
like a layup or something?
Yeah, I thought you were gonna lay up and then I was gonna promote my 12-month
oh my god. Okay, no, John.
That's just proof that your memory is just as bad as mine.
So yes, John has a thing, but you have to bring it up. I'm not going to remember the things. You have to bring it up.
Oh, I thought you were going to lay.
I totally forgot.
Yeah, because your memory.
Anyways, John has a thing. Okay, go ahead, John. You know what? I wish I had like a thing I could like just join. To like new year, new me transformation kind of thing. Do you know?
Oh, Sean, I happen to have something perfect. So it's 2025, and if you're going through a breakup or you're carrying breakup residue, this is my first 12-week live in person. It's not a video course, where it's 2 sessions a week. I'll be rotating coaches and other people, so you have the full box of crayons, not just me. And I'll be taking through that experience. I will be taking you through that experience.
Wait, so what's it called? First of all,
the breakup experience. You could find it on my bio link. Hopefully by the time this airs.
Okay, so it's a 12. Listener, I don't know anything about this. It's a 12-week program.
12-week program, 2 sessions a week, live.
So it's 24 live
sessions. 12 will be from me, and then 12 by rockstar coaches, therapists that I bring on.
Okay, and it's online.
It's online.
It's online.
Yeah.
And then there's some community? Are there like
then you'll be thrown into community. And whoever's in it will be in their own private space, and you have access to all the recordings, all that kind of stuff. So
it's a cohort.
It's a cohort. It's an experience.
And it's connected to the book.
Break up
on purpose.
Yeah.
Okay. And people can sign up.
Yes.
Link in your bio, also in the show notes. How much does it cost?
It's high ticket, so because it's not recorded.
It's not recorded.
It's
Oh,
not
as
fair.
it's
So you're not
recorded.
watching video courses.
Yeah,
We're
yeah, yeah,
engaging
yeah.
like
It's a
this.
live.
Yeah.
It's a live
Yeah.
experience.
Yeah, go check it out. Read about it. I don't want to talk too much about it and take up the end of this. I don't want to sell this too much.
John is a little. He's a little sheepish.
I'm a little sheepish.
He's a little sheepish.
Yeah.
Thank you, John.
Next week, Sean, we're gonna talk about your Substack or whatever you want to.
Oh yeah.
Tell the world about.
I'm leaving town right now.
You're going snowboarding.
I'm going to Mammoth for the week. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I need a reset.
Yeah.
I need to I don't know. I booked a little hotel that has a sauna and a fireplace in the lobby.
Sean's really great at not working.
I'm really good at not working. Yeah.
You're great at not working. You're not.
I am great. Yeah. I'm a master.
Yeah.
I'm a master at not working.
Not working.
I have mastered not working. Yeah. Let me tell you, it's very expensive.
but fulfilling.
I
love it.
I'm excited.
I think that's your book, because Sean's going to write a book. We don't know when because he doesn't like to work, but maybe that's what the book is called. The book is called How to Master Not Working, and the book is not complete. So when it hits the shelves, it ends on page 50.
Where the rest of it's blank and it's just journal pages in the back.
Oh yeah, it's hilarious. All right.
I'm excited. It's dog friendly. So I get to bring Roger, and there's a storm coming. It might be a total nightmare. It might be all wet and gross, but we'll figure it out.
I love it, man. I envy your sense of adventure and that you're always doing things and making that a priority. I think more people need to do that. So thank you for setting the example.
I'm setting the example. Yeah.
Yes.
And maybe, who knows? Maybe someone wants to hire me to do this professionally.
For sure.
Not work professionally.
Maybe we'll start getting paid for this podcast.
Hey. Leave us a question, 657-549-1001. If you're a podcast producer and you're like, guys, I can help. Let us know how. I think we could use a little direction, a little help,
Yeah.
We're open to it.
Thank you for listening.
Have a beautiful week.